What's up, everyone? Welcome to the August 26th edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have a huge 14-game MLB slate tonight. As always, we're going to take a look at three of the top tournament stacks and three of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool on the top stacks and the top pitchers tool rather on the stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays are taking on Reed Detmers tonight in Toronto. Detmers is having a solid season, and he is considered a top pitching prospect in baseball. 23.4% strikeout percentage for the lefty, 4.1 xFIP. He has allowed 1.19 home runs per 9 innings, and he is getting a negative park shift here going into Toronto against a right-handed heavy, very dangerous Blue Jays lineup. The Jays are projected for about 6% ownership with a 6% chance of being the top scoring stack. Their active roster has a 112 WRC plus and 162 ISO so far this season. Number 2, the Houston Astros are taking on Kyle Bradish tonight in Houston. The Astros are projected for about 4% ownership with a 6% chance of being the top scoring stack. Bradish has had a decent rookie year so far for the Orioles, striking out 22.5% of hitters with a 3.91 xFIP, but he has been extremely home run prone with a 1.88 home runs allowed per 9 innings. The expected power to righties is elevated as well. You have a lot of good right-handed power in this Houston lineup with the short Crawford boxes in left field. The only lefties in this lineup are extremely good as well with Tucker and Yordan Alvarez. The Astros active roster has a 119 WRC plus and 184 ISO so far this season. And number 1, the San Diego Padres are taking on Kris Bubic tonight in Kansas City. The Padres are projected for 6% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring stack. Bubic has struck out 18.2% of hitters with a 4.59 xFIP while allowing 1.05 home runs per 9 innings this season. The Padres active roster has a 114 WRC plus and 164 ISO. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is ADAMMLB. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus Weekly. This will give you access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up, use the promo code ADAMMLB and take advantage of 50% off Stokastic Plus Weekly. Now, taking a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Joe Musgrove is taking on the Kansas City Royals tonight in Kansas City. He's $10,800, projected for 3% ownership with a 6% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. Musgrove has struck out 24.4% of hitters with a 3.36 xFIP so far this season. Kansas City's active roster has just an 88 WRC plus with a 24% strikeout percentage. Number 2, Shane Bieber is taking on the Seattle Mariners tonight in Seattle. It's a very friendly pitcher's park. Bieber is $10,200. He's projected for 12% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. Bieber has struck out 24.7% of hitters with a 3.11 xFIP so far this season. It is a relatively difficult matchup as the Mariners active roster has a 115 WRC plus and 21.1% strikeout percentage. And number 1, Chris Bassett, $10,400 price tag, taking on the Colorado Rockies. Bassett is projected for 14% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. The Rockies are absolutely awful outside of Coors Field, one of the worst offenses in baseball away from home this year. And Bassett has struck out 23.8% of hitters with a 3.5 xFIP. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays; number 2, the Houston Astros; and number 1, the San Diego Padres. And the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Joe Musgrove; number 2, Shane Bieber; and number 1, Chris Bassett.